at John Lebang. And don't forget to go to his Facebook page at The John Lebang Show. Banger. Now here's John.
All right, well, next thing we're going to throw into the mix of the all over the map tonight is some super sloppy reporting about Operation Miss Safe Kid. The early reports were pushing a narrative that the 123 kids that were found missing in Wayne County, that they were part of a good deal of them were part of a sex trafficking operation. And then it comes out after that it was only 3 of the kids, and yes, it was terrible for those 3 kids. Most of these other kids were rounded up because they were on the street somewhere. But the misreporting, the blatant misreporting to get, what we call clickbait here, there's so much of that. Because everybody is dying to have more listeners, more people viewing their material. We all, in the media, wherever we are, whether we're mainstream manufactured news like CNN or Fox, or like the little guy like the John Lebang Show and whoever else covers the political world and the news that of the day. I had a Schmendrick on Twitter. I comment on a Michael Savage post, and Schmendrick, I don't know who this guy is, never heard of him, some patriot guy, I don't know, whatever. So it's giving me crap because I said that paid protesters, you remember this, ladies and gentlemen, paid protesters, that should be illegal. You shouldn't be allowed to pay people to protest. How is that protest legitimate if you're paying people to be there? Let alone those people that are being there are being violent and destructive and disruptive. We've lost all sense of civility in this country, and we don't even know what actual protesting is. Do you understand your right to protest peacefully? That doesn't mean you get in people's faces and shout them out of a restaurant. That doesn't mean you kick them when they're down. That doesn't mean you harass them. Harassing people is a form of abuse and violence, especially in today's standards where you can't say any specific word because it might offend somebody. So if words can offend people, then harassing people with words should be equally offensive. But we have Maxine Waters out there pushing the narrative to get in their face. Like that is supposed to help the civility of this country. The idea that Hillary Clinton thinks that we need to be uncivil, we can't be civilized, we can't talk any civility at all as long as the Democrats aren't in power. Wow. Talk about being a spoiled little brat. That goes a long way into telling you what kind of people are leading the Democrat Party. She was a hair's breadth away from the presidency, this woman who bashed all the women that came out against her husband back in the 90s, but then now she's behind Blasey Ford, even though Blasey Ford's got more holes in her testimony than Swiss cheese. And we have the mainstream media, which began this conversation with their clickbait titles, and they're pushing a narrative just to get views. I mean, like I said before, it's like shock value media. You get it with CNN. Look at the hurricane coverage. They're out there. Oh, look at the devastation. This is awful. And it is. But then they tell those people to get out of there. And shouldn't insurance, we talk about, we're going to have emergency spending to save all these people. I'm like, didn't they have insurance? Isn't that what insurance is for? To pay for a devastation? That is, I would think, I'm just me, most insurances pay for wind damage that I can tell. That is severe wind damage when your house is knocked over by a hurricane. So why aren't there insurance companies covering all the damage? They can't afford it, probably. The insurance companies' profits would go in the tank, and their investors wouldn't support them, and then they would be a bust. That's what it is. So the American government, which is funded by the American taxpayer, which is truly the people in the middle class who pay for everything. Well, corporations pay. They pass their taxes onto their customers through their products and services. It's not that hard to understand. Corporations don't really pay taxes. They take in a bunch of money. They figure in how many taxes they're probably going to have to pay for those items. And they just increase the price on the consumer to cover those taxes. So it's really the person who works hard every day, who works and makes money, who not only pays for their taxes, they pay for the corporate taxes because they buy everything. They pay for the welfare, they pay for the military, they pay for the space program, they pay for the roads, they pay for everything. The taxpayer. Yet the people who are pushing this narrative to go after people who are not of their political persuasion are going to be attacking the taxpayers of this country. Because it's not the poor person on the bridge card that's going to be harassed because they're out at a diner. No! They're going to be the ones harassing the people who are having dinner, who are paying for a nice quiet dinner at some restaurant. And when they're not at work, could you not harass them? That's like seeing somebody who works at Walmart. They pull something, they do something wrong, you get mad at Walmart for something, you yell at the employee. But then you see them out at the movie somewhere, and you yell at them even more about how bad Walmart is. They're out of work now. Give them a break. They have a right to do something outside of their professional life. I'm just saying. And we have politicians promoting uncivility against their political opponents. And this is only going to go one place, because we're either going to have to walk away, the ones that are being harassed by these mobs that spring up anywhere because Maxine Waters wants you to start harassing everybody that's not of your political persuasion. So the people that aren't will either have to leave the nice restaurant, not go to the movies, not go anywhere, stay home and hide in their house, or they're going to have to fight back in public. So they're put in a no-win situation. And if these people are harassing them, surrounding them, I mean, in some cases, like there was a guy in, I think it was Texas just recently. He was a military guy, or former military. He was at a restaurant with his wife and his children. I think there was 2 daughters. And he had a Make America Great shirt on. Well, there were 3 thugs that came up and harassed them and wouldn't let them leave their table. Well, I'm sorry, sir. That's kidnapping, or really close to that. And they should be charged with such. First, you're getting harassed. It's abuse. It's kidnapping. That's a whole lot of things that is un-American. You may have a different opinion from other people. You may not like a person's political stances, but you don't have the right to harass them in public. You don't have the right to... Where in the First Amendment does it say you can protest an individual? No, you can only protest the government, and peacefully. That means you don't break windows, you don't bust cars up, you don't surround people and push them around, you don't attack them, you don't get in their face and spit on them. If you have a protest, you hold a sign up, hey, we don't like this, and that's what you do, and that's it. You do it peacefully. You don't push the cops back. You don't resist arrest because you were a jerk. And you definitely shouldn't be allowed to be a protester if you're being paid for it. If there's a paycheck coming in somewhere, That should be completely illegal. That's what the troll got me for. The troll on Twitter comes in and attacks me, gives me... he thinks I'm supporting... This is how dense and how small-minded the supposed opposition is out there. And there's people on both sides of the aisle that are just fringe way out there. No sense of reality, no sense of civility, no sense of freedom. But this no mind on Twitter, okay, Kavanaugh's in, let's move on. He said Kavanaugh way back in the day was a paid protester. I don't know how you find that out, but if we can find out that Kavanaugh was, then we should be able to find out who these other people are. And the guy's giving me crap because I didn't say throw Kavanaugh. I said it should be illegal across the board. Kavanaugh's in as Supreme Court Justice. Let's move on. The guy didn't like that. So I gave him a little bit of John Lebang reality. Then he thought I was attacking him. He was playing the nice guy in his trolling, so that way when everybody sees it, because he's just trying to be popular. Michael Savage didn't reply to him. But I don't mind giving, firing back at the no minds out there. Told him, hey man, if you like to stalk me, bro, I'm sorry, I understand my rugged good looks and my dreamy eyes melt the hearts of people who are infatuated with me. I get it. But I don't need any more trolls. I don't need any more stalkers. Just go to Glenn Beck, dude. Go to Glenn Beck. Maybe he wants some more trolls, more stalkers. He's got the security for it. I haven't been back to Twitter since I made that last reply. I'm sure he answered back, and he's probably giving me some kind of garbage about whatever. But that's what you get with trolls. So when a troll trolls you, here's a way that I've been dealing with some of the trolls lately. I troll them back. And then I talk about the troll on the show. Not specifically who they are, because they're nobody. And maybe they're listening. I hope you're listening, you little troll, you little bugger. You're a scumbag. All right? You've got nothing better to do than to hang around on Twitter. I go on every couple days. When I have to promote a show, I go on. I don't do it to get my little worthless opinion out. Yeah, troll. I don't do that. I have my show. People can listen to my show. I don't force them to do it. I don't even force my show upon people by shoving my show in people's face. You want to come? You can come. I'll promote my show, tell you my show's on at this time, this station. This is what we're talking about tonight. You're more than welcome to join in. But don't think I'm going to let you troll me to death. Because I know how to handle it. I've been doing this a long time. I know how to deal with trolls and how to make them lose their mind, and it doesn't bother me. But I love it when you see them start losing their mind, because then they follow you more, and then they talk about you, and then they build up my show, just like the Slash guy way back when. His show went nowhere. Done. I don't even see a show being posted anymore. I keep tabs on my critics. We've got to take a time out, folks. A little bit more on the fourth segment this hour. We're going to talk about local politicians and how they don't want to talk to real media. We'll be right back. Smoke them if you got them.
Because the John Lebang Show will be right back
after this. That's guaranteed. Yes. Quality One Painting. For interior and exterior painting needs, call Tom at Quality One, 313-982-2986. Tom will give you free estimates, senior discounts, and I can tell you from meeting the gentleman, he's one of the nicest guys on the face of the planet. So for a quality paint job with a professional attitude, call Tom at Quality One Painting. That's 313-982-2986. 313-982-2986. Quality One Painting. You're listening to the John Lebang Show.
It's what's cool on radio.
All right, welcome back, folks. Hope you're enjoying your evening here on the John Lebang Show. In our, what we would call our news and talk hour. We usually knock out the weekly events in the first hour. We may touch on them in the second hour. That is for you who are just tuning in.